And welcome to Winning with Wiseman. My name's Alex Haynes, your host and producer of this show, one of the team members over at Wiseman Commercial. And I'm here with one of the best chefs I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, Bernardo with Napa Valley Bistro.
Napa Valley Bistro, yes, of course.
So, welcome, Bernardo. Tell me a little bit about your company and sum up what you guys do in like a sentence. Help me out, help our audience understand why you're here on our show today.
Well, my name is Bernardo Ayala. We opened Napa Valley Bistro 12 years ago with the Wiseman company, located at 975 Clinton Street. We focus on local, sustainable, and casual cuisine with wine and country cuisine as well. And so far, for 12 years, it's been successful years that we've been in the location.
You said 2 years.
12.
12. Okay, I would make sure. I was like, only two. I thought you
years.
were 12 years.
12
That's
years.
huge. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. What actually got you into this 12 years ago?
Well, working as, I have 30 years of, before I used to have a 20-something years experience of cooking and different restaurants and also being a chef. And I went to culinary school for cooking. I decided to open my own little business along with my partner, Ernesto Martinez, which he's the owner of Market Restaurant in Santa Elena. So we decided to open this place in downtown Napa. I saw the opportunity, I saw the location, and yes, it's not on the main street where there is more walking paths, more people walking on the streets. It is a little bit in the side on downtown, but it's been working very well.
Right. Now where you're located, you're at what location you're at now, Main Street?
It's on 975 Clinton Street. Mm-hmm.
And that's the corner of 1250.
It's the corner of Main and Clinton.
All right, so you are on Main Street and on Clinton, that cross section, and you're downtown Napa, which is beautiful and amazing. How do you like Napa?
I've been living in Napa basically half of my life since I came from Mexico. It's going to be almost 38 years ago that I came from Mexico to Napa, and I've been there since then. I like the people, I like the wine, I love the flavors, I love the vibe, and I think Napa is a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you said you started 12 years ago. We talked a little about your history, which is pretty amazing. You said Culinary Institute, right? Is that Culinary
Santa Elena.
In Santa Elena. Okay, great. And then you've worked in the business for so many years and started your own thing, which is amazing. Like, how many people always had that dream but never actually did it?
It is a dream. It is a dream. It's not easy, especially on the restaurant and the cooking business. It's challenging every day. Well, like every other job, I believe, is challenging. But I'm very happy and I'm very fortunate to have my business, and also happy to have a nice local clientele in Napa, followers that follow our food or flavors and our philosophy of the local sustainable cuisine.
I love that. I love that philosophy too, because that's so hard to find sometimes, where restaurants really go that extra mile to make sure it's locally sourced and that it's good for the environment, and it's that ecosystem you want to make sure, like you said, it's sustainable. So
the prices are different because you get, like you get the local king salmon, what used to be in season, the Dungeness crab when it's in season, and things like that. So it makes a little bit more expensive, but it's what we believe on it, and it makes sure.
I mean, rarely do you ever want to price shop when you get quality food. Especially, I've been to good restaurants. I obviously like to eat, and one of the things I've noticed is that better quality food costs a little bit more, but it tastes so much better.
It is,
especially when you believe in funding businesses that really take things like the environment into consideration. Sustainability is huge. Many restaurants don't. If you don't understand what sustainability is, it's really, you know what? Why don't you explain to us what sustainability is for your restaurant?
Well, it's it's support. So for me, is support the person who grows some vegetables, the small farmers to grow some vegetables. They also for instance, in the meat industry, that they don't cut corners. That's sustainable for me. Also, in the seafood area, stay away from farm raised products as much as possible. You're not always can do it. And also in the produce, basically to buy maybe 200 kilometers around you as much as possible. Not always is doable, because you're not going to grow a mango here or a papaya, but as much play with the flavors and
Totally makes sense. And so what I'm hearing is that when you started this business, success to you looked like not only living in Napa, having a business in Napa, but supporting other smaller businesses, farmers, produce, all the things that go into your restaurant. That was all part of your success.
It is because you get support from them. It's basically how it works.
Yeah, that's huge. So let's talk about the space you're in right now. Obviously, at some point, you had to go looking for a space, and I think that's where Wiseman came into play. Tell me the story about how you ended up where you ended up.
So basically, I look at this space, which used to be right there, used to be an Indian restaurant, which, it was open only for, I believe, maybe 1 year. Didn't get the follow of the clientele that they supposed to get, and I was closed maybe 8 months or something like that. 9 months. I look at the location, and small, interesting, and I wanted to have a small little place, family owned. So I reached out to Wiseman, and we started the conversation. They were very friendly, professional, and they work with me for my needs.
That's huge.
And that's huge.
That is huge.
Many landlords, this is what it is. Take it or leave it. No, they listen and they hear it, and they work with me to start.
And the funny thing is, as I've been exploring the tenets of Wiseman, this is what I hear often, is that Wiseman listened, they didn't treat me like a number, and they built out something that helped me succeed. And that Class A is the starting point, and then what they do to customize it to make it your own, that's the difference, right? And so talk to me a little bit about what they did to help make it feel right for you.
Well, they work with me, one, on the numbers, which is very, very, very big. It's huge. Second of all, they come out. They start with me, kind of being like a team. Mr. Doyle, he's not with Wiseman Company anymore. He was a great supporter, telling other people to try our restaurant, and he was very great supporter to come. I used to come to the restaurant like maybe twice a month or 3 times a month, and believe in us, believe in the food, and believe in the philosophy, and also when there's any, now with the team of the Wiseman that they are right now, if there's any issues or anything like that, they very helpful.
That's big.
Teamwork, I will say teamwork.
Teamwork
because
is huge.
I think on the end we are a team.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Wiseman and Napa Valley Bistro teamwork together. That's huge. So, last question about the space. We know you're on Main Street, you're downtown. Did you look at any other locations and ended up with this one, or was this like the only thing you really considered?
We look at another locations in Napa, but this one was the one that we were more interested on that.
There you go. I think that speaks for itself. So I want to shift back to your restaurant, right? I want to shift into a little bit more about your offerings. So I was asking you earlier before this podcast started, hey, what do you serve? In case people haven't actually visited your restaurant. Napa is known for like one big thing. What is that?
Food and wine.
Food and wine. Yeah.
And the connection.
Yeah.
And the pairings.
Yep. So how does your restaurant play into the Napa Valley food?
Well, we offer we offer a wine country cuisine with a hint of Latino flavors as well, because I'm a Latino. I'm from Michoacan, Mexico, Michoacan. And yes, I came to the United States when I was in my 18 years old, and so I still have some of the flavors of Latino flavors that I like to play at the restaurant. And basically, it's the cuisine works, the pairing very well with the wine, and not finding so many spicy, strong flavors. And so far, I've been enjoying it. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. I think I went by the other day and the door was open before I went in. I could smell the food, right? And it hit me, and I got hungry. I couldn't wait to get in there. What is your favorite recipe that you make? Is there one food item that you're like, this is my favorite thing to make that everyone should go try?
We have many dishes. One of my favorite dish that I have is, which right now the Alaskan halibut is in season. We change the seafood as depends of the season of this. Right now the Alaskan halibut is in season, so I do blue corn tortilla crusted halibut. So we do it as, pan roasted and then finish in the oven with blue corn tortilla crusted. And we serve it in a puree or cauliflower puree with some spring vegetable medley like asparagus and some verbena sauce that we do it. It's one of the signature dishes that we have. We have many, but that's one of that I enjoy the most because I enjoy more seafood than meat. But it's just my preference.
Well, if the chef's saying, "Hey, you got to try this," you probably should. You should probably give it a shot, right?
Try everything.
As long as you like fish, this is try everything, obviously. Yeah. But I can't wait to go in and try that at your restaurant. So let's talk about your growth and impact in Napa, because you are 12 years in Napa, building and growing. You talked about really giving back to the community and making sure you buy from local vendors, right? So when you guys moved many, many years ago, right? Talk to me about your processes, how you've grown, what might have changed from maybe the original vision to kind of how you're doing things now.
Mm-hmm. Well, sales-wise, Napa right now is this year, the year 2022, 23, and 24, it's been a little suffering a little bit because of the tourists, but we had a very good years in 2015, 16, 17, 18. Of course, it came COVID, so it was tough.
Yeah. COVID for a lot of everyone. But you survived COVID, right?
We survived COVID.
Oh, that's huge.
And we are hoping the next years are better, not only for the restaurant industry, also for the winery industry and for the hotels and all downtown Napa, that we are expecting and hoping we can, grow 15 or 20% more.
Wow. So you're already looking at this next year, next 2 years, to see a 15, 20% increase.
Let's cross our fingers.
Let's cross our fingers, of course.
Because we mostly all the restaurants, our business are a little bit less percentage than they used to be in the 19 and the 19s and the 18s.
That makes sense.
Because of the economy. The economy sometimes is out of our control.
So tell me what it means to you to be downtown Napa. How does that feel when you can say, I have a restaurant in downtown
Napa? It is classic. It's good. It's nice, but challenging as well, like always.
Yeah, because I guess you not only get to appreciate the fact that you can say, I'm in downtown Napa, but there's a level of excellence you have to produce to really stand up to that as well, right?
Exactly. Especially, you see it and you feel it when you actually go out of Napa, when you go in different places, states or countries, and they're like, "Oh, Napa!" So everybody is like, "Oh, Napa." They know Napa like the food and the wine.
It definitely has a name brand association with it, and a level of excellence and prestige that kind of goes along with Napa. Napa Valley wine, Napa Valley in general is known really well throughout the entire world, especially if you're a foodie, especially if you like wine. That's a big deal. And to say that you have one of the best restaurants there. We looked at the ratings. You guys look amazing. The food is also really good. So I agree with those ratings. It's gotta both be a sense of pride and a sense of like, I have to keep bringing my A game, right?
Yep. You have to keep bringing customers back. You have to keep innovating. You have to keep playing with flavors, with colors, with ingredients.
So in this journey of yours, in the last 12 years, and this is a pretty big scope, and if you can just pick one thing, I know it's going to be hard, what is one milestone or one thing that you really are, that makes you the proudest in your 12 years of something you've accomplished with the restaurant?
Well, it's been many. One, like for instance, I can name three. One, I was on SBC News presenting one of our recipes and some recipe challenges. Two, and done events, huge events, caterings for like 450 people at the Jarvis Estate. Is the planning, the food, the pairings with their wines, the connecting the bridges to connect the flavors. It makes me proud. And also, the other thing is all the employees that I have, hiring young fellows, teaching them, being their mentors, helping them to get a job and get experience and see them passing by and go with their lives and get a career in something else where they go to school, but we help them. It makes me proud.
That's huge.
Yes.
So I love your philosophy on how you use the restaurant to do so much. Give back to the community by buying from local vendors. Use the hiring to be able to mentor and to give back to the people of Napa as well. And then, of course, pairing your food with the incredible wine that's offered and being able to do these special events and some of the things you talked about that's been milestones for you. That is huge, man. Congratulations to all that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we do winemakers dinner with the different vineyards, different wineries. We done with with Camus, with Yamas, with Basan, different, and it's fun. It's what keeps me going. The creating dishes that pair with different wines and different flavors.
Yeah, I could totally see that. That sounds amazing. So we talked a little bit about the milestones and the growth and impact. So I kind of want to move back to Napa because weirdly, the unspoken hero of this podcast today, it's not only your restaurant, but the location which your restaurant is, which is the community, which is Napa. We've talked about a little bit about the city being this backdrop, and has it shaped? And the answer obviously is yes. But how has it shaped beyond the wine, the day-to-day business you do? What unique things? Let's go into flavorings. If you had to sum up the flavoring of Napa, what would that be?
One of the flavor in Napa, like, what do you mean? A different.
So I'm thinking as a chef, right? You said you're constantly innovating. You're constantly doing new things. You're pairing with wine. How is being in Napa, how the city, how is this changing your day-to-day approach, say, if you're maybe in San Francisco or in Southern California, in LA? How has this shaped your day-to-day work?
Well, if you were in LA, it would be, the Napa, you had to focus more in clean and unique flavors that obviously pairing well with the white, red, and different wines, and also with bubbles. Is basically you focus in that, and I think here in Napa we are lucky because we have so many produce around, so much to grab from, and that we are so lucky.
So you get a breadth of flavor profiles to choose from local vegetation and produce, and then you have the Napa Valley wines that you can pair with, which is unique to this location, and of course the people and atmosphere.
Napa,
Yeah, that's huge. So are you involved? You mentioned a little bit, but I'd love to go more into like the local events, chambers, or charities. Are you part? Do you run any events? Are you part of any chambers?
We have done many fundraisers. That's what we do. Like 2 months ago, we did the Boys and Girls Club fundraise. That's what we do. I can go on and on, but we had Puertos Abiertos. We had for them as well last year, Cope. But yes, we involve in with Cherries. We like to help and trying to get back to the community as much as possible.
When you volunteer, are you volunteering time? Are you making food? What are you doing?
We do, for instance, fundraise at the restaurant, and we donate percentages of the sales to the.
So people can come enjoy delicious food, help with the local charity, and then you write them a check on top of that, and give exposure to whatever they're trying to do.
Exactly.
That's huge. That's what it looks like to be part of a community. Goes back right with that philosophy of yours, right? And so, is there any other than Wiseman? Obviously, are there any other businesses or partners you want to take a moment and go, we couldn't have gotten where we are without them?
Well, around the squares of Napa, all the business we work as a team. For instance, Finish Collector is close to us. They send us people. Basan Sellers, they send us as people. Maca, they send us people. The River Inn, Andas Hotel. So we kind of connect and we help each other. Let's put it that way. We are a team, and I think that's how it should be all the time, and how Napa can be successful. Kind of like support each other.
Yeah, I think that getting referrals and having someone promote you is huge, and having that local business network is really, really big. So looking ahead, we talked about where you're at right now. We talked about how you got into this business. Looking ahead, what is the biggest goal you're trying to accomplish in the next year or so? What, if you could dream, what would you like to do?
Maintain the restaurant, basically. Increase it 20%, and that should be the biggest goal. So right now, we're not looking at expanding. We're not looking at this. We're just looking at continue doing what we're doing. Make all the locals embrace the locals and be happy with them, and then be happy with employees. And
so consistency, slow, steady growth, making the people who come and eat really happy, and continuing to champion the Napa Valley brand, right? That is huge. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience? And would you like to invite them to any events or anything you have going on? Is there anything the audience should know about your restaurant?
Well, basically, stay posted for our winemakers dinner. Father's Day is coming soon. We happy to cater. We do caterings. We do a lot of caterings and wineries and places. We are, and also I would like to take a moment and thank you all the locals for all the people for the support for these 12 years. That has been great. I'm pretty much be grateful for what we have.
This has been amazing. Now, last thing I want to point out that anyone can stop by. Do they need a reservation to get a table, or can we just stop in and grab something for lunch, dinner? When are you open? What days? What are your hours?
We open Tuesday to Saturday. We close Sunday, Monday since COVID. We've been keeping it that way. Reservations, we recommend it Friday and Saturday. Recommended. For instance, Mother's Day, reservations is very extremely recommended. We are completely full for that event, for that day. But during the weekends, definitely I recommend reservations. But walk-ins are more than welcome. We always save a little spot for walk-ins.
Excellent. And if you want to make a reservation, what numbers should they reach out to?
707-666-2383. That's the number. And right now, you just Google NapaValleyBistro.com, and you can make a reservation online. Also, you can order online for to-go, so anything like that.
And we'll have those links on the bottom as well for you to check out. This has been Winning with Wiseman. I'm your host, Alex Haynes, and with me once again is Bernardo from the Napa Valley Bistro. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you eating some good food at this restaurant.
Thank you very much.